Imagine standing alone amid a storm of jeers and sneers, a moment when every derisive glance and biting word seems designed to shatter your spirit. In that very instant, you face a choice: succumb to anger and despair, or rise with an unbreakable dignity that defies the tempest. Today, we unveil the ultimate Stoic guide to handling disrespect. Like a king, a journey into transforming every slight and insult into a testament of inner strength, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Subscribe this channel for more update. Gather here as seekers of truth, unity, and unwavering self-mastery. In a world that too often rewards the loud and the reactionary, the ancient teachings of Stoicism offer us a path to quiet resilience and deep inner power. The great Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, remind us that our true dominion lies not in the approval of others, but in the command we hold over our own minds. Today, we explore how we can handle disrespect like kings, transforming every moment of derision into an opportunity to refine our character, foster self-control, and ultimately rise above the petty judgments of the world. As we embark on this exploration, let us remember that each insult and every dismissive word is not a measure of our worth, but a reflection of the speaker's own inner turbulence. In learning to master our responses, we free ourselves from the shackles of destructive emotion and cultivate a Stoic spirit that remains unbroken by external circumstances. 1. Recognizing disrespect as a catalyst for growth. 1. The nature of disrespect. Disrespect comes in many forms: snide remarks, dismissive gestures, covert undermining of our efforts. At first glance, these acts can sting, shaking our confidence and clouding our judgment. Yet, the Stoics teach us that it is not the act itself that wounds us, but our judgment of the act. As Epictetus wisely observed, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This insight is our first step toward reclaiming power, understanding that the insult is merely an external occurrence, one that loses its potency if we do not allow it to disturb our inner peace. We must ask ourselves, what if the disrespect we endure is not a reflection of our shortcomings, but an indication of the turmoil within those who direct it? When we shift our focus from the superficial insult to the deeper reality that others are often blinded by their own insecurities, we begin to see each act of disrespect as a mirror, not of our flaws, but of the inner chaos of those who try to bring us down. 2. Transforming hurt into opportunity. Every slight offers us a choice. We can react impulsively, letting anger and bitterness take root, or we can pause, reflect, and choose a higher path. In choosing the latter, we transform each painful encounter into a stepping stone toward greater resilience. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. It is in this realization that we learn to harness our response as a deliberate act of self-affirmation, turning the sting of disrespect into fuel for our personal growth. By viewing each moment of disrespect as an opportunity to practice self-control and deepen our inner virtues, we move beyond mere reaction. We begin to see these challenges as necessary trials on our journey toward becoming the best versions of ourselves, a journey where every hardship is a teacher, and every insult a lesson in the art of remaining unshaken. 2. Cultivating the Stoic armor, self-control and resilience. 1. Mastery over our emotions. A true Stoic does not allow emotions to dictate his actions. Instead, we learn to govern our inner responses with the calm precision of a seasoned philosopher. When faced with disrespect, our first impulse might be to lash out, to retaliate, or to wallow in self-pity. But as Marcus Aurelius counseled, Our strength lies in our ability to choose our reaction. We must train ourselves to observe our emotions without becoming enslaved by them. Let us practice the art of pausing, taking that vital moment between stimulus and response. In this pause, we can breathe deeply, center our thoughts, and remind ourselves that the insult, however painful, does not define us. This moment of stillness is our power. It is where we reclaim control, turning the heat of anger into the cool clarity of reason. 2. Turning adversity into advantage. The Stoics believed that adversity, when met with the right mindset, becomes the very crucible in which our character is refined. Seneca, in his letters, urged us to see hardships not as curses, but as opportunities to test and improve our resilience. When someone disrespects us, we have a choice: to let that disrespect erode our peace, or to let it serve as a catalyst for inner fortification. We must be vigilant in our daily practices, whether through meditation, journaling, or quiet reflection. Each time we pause to consider the source of our emotional response, we build an inner fortress that remains impervious to the assaults of negativity. In this way, every act of disrespect becomes less of a wound and more of a stepping stone toward a higher state of being. The transformative power of perspective 1. Reframing the narrative. Disrespect often originates from the limitations and insecurities of others. When we learn to see beyond the superficial, we discover that insults and dismissals are rarely about our worth. They are more about the speaker's own inner deficiencies. Seneca advised us to cultivate an attitude of detachment, reminding us that the opinions of others are transient and often misdirected. When we encounter disrespect, let us reframe the narrative. Rather than internalize the negative energy, we choose to see it as a reflection of someone else's struggle, a signal of their inner disarray. By doing so, we shift the focus from blame to understanding. We begin to ask, what might this person be suffering from? What insecurities drive them to lash out? In this inquiry, we find compassion, which in turn disarms the sting of the insult. 2. Embracing empathy and compassion. In our shared human journey, each of us grapples with our own battles, many of which remain hidden. When we meet disrespect with empathy, we not only free ourselves from the corrosive effects of anger, but we also extend a hand of understanding. This is not to excuse harmful behavior, but rather to liberate ourselves from the burden of taking it personally. As a united community of seekers, we remind ourselves that every act of disrespect is an opportunity to practice forgiveness and to strengthen our resolve. By choosing compassion over retribution, we set an example for others and reinforce the Stoic principle that true power lies in our inner composure, not in the fleeting satisfaction of a sharp retort. The art of detachment. Letting go to gain control. 1. Distinguishing what lies within our power. A fundamental tenet of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. The actions and opinions of others, however hurtful, reside in the external realm, beyond our direct command. Epictetus taught, "Some things are up to us, and some are not up to us." When we recognize this, we free ourselves from the futile struggle of trying to control external events. Let us take a moment to list what we can influence: our thoughts, our responses, our personal growth. Then, let us acknowledge what we cannot change: the fleeting words of a passerby, the misguided judgments of someone blinded by their own insecurities. With this clarity, we focus our energies on the internal, on the cultivation of our character, rather than on the uncontrollable opinions of others. 2. The practice of letting go. Detachment does not mean indifference. Rather, it is the deliberate act of releasing that which cannot serve our higher purpose. When we cling to the sting of disrespect, we bind ourselves to an endless cycle of negative emotion. Instead, we learn to let go. Visualize each insult as a pebble cast into a still pond. The ripples may disturb the surface briefly, but the water inevitably returns to its calm state. In our daily practice, we can adopt rituals that symbolize this release. Writing our grievances and then discarding them, meditating on the impermanence of external judgments, or simply reaffirming to ourselves that our worth is not determined by the fleeting opinions of others. Through these acts, we reclaim our power and reinforce our inner tranquility. 5. Building the inner fortress, cultivating virtue and resilience. 1. The pillars of Stoic virtue. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the cultivation of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues form the pillars of our inner fortress, providing a solid foundation upon which we can stand unshaken, regardless of external turmoil. Marcus Aurelius's meditations remind us that our character is the truest measure of our strength, and it is within our power to fortify it each day. By focusing on these virtues, we transform every act of disrespect into a lesson in self-improvement. When we respond with measured calm rather than uncontrolled fury, we are not only protecting our own inner peace, but also setting an example of noble conduct for those around us. 2 daily practices for strengthening character. We must commit to daily reflection, journaling our experiences, meditating on our responses, and asking ourselves, did I act with virtue today? In these moments of introspection, we find clarity and purpose. Through continuous practice, each challenge becomes an opportunity to refine our character and build an unassailable inner strength. Consider the practice of morning reflection. As the day begins, we remind ourselves that every encounter, every word of disrespect, is a chance to practice our Stoic virtues. By internalizing this approach, we prepare to face the world with a resolute mind and a compassionate heart. In our collective journey, we uplift one another, sharing our insights and experiences, and forging a community where strength is measured by our inner calm rather than our external conquests. 6. Harnessing the transformative power of perspective. 1. The shift from reaction to reflection. Handling disrespect like a king requires a paradigm shift, from impulsive reaction to thoughtful reflection. When an insult is hurled our way, our initial response may be to recoil in pain. Yet, if we can pause, reflect, and assess the situation with a clear mind, we find that the insult loses its sting. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, the recognition that our perceptions, not the external events themselves, determine our emotional state. By consciously choosing reflection over reaction, we reclaim our agency. We learn to ask, what can I learn from this moment? How might this challenge refine my character? In this inquiry, we convert every negative experience into a lesson in resilience and self-mastery. Our journey becomes one of constant growth, where each challenge is not a defeat, but an invitation to elevate our spirit. 2. Embracing Amor Fati, love of fate. One of the most profound Stoic concepts is Amor Fati, the love of fate. It is the art of embracing everything that happens, whether perceived as good or bad, as an essential part of our journey. When we accept disrespect as an inevitable part of life, we liberate ourselves from the struggle against what is beyond our control. Imagine that every insult, every moment of disrespect, is a strand woven into the tapestry of your destiny. Instead of resisting or resenting these threads, we learn to see their beauty in the larger picture of our growth. This acceptance is not passive resignation. It is an active choice to transform adversity into a source of strength. With each challenge, we affirm our commitment to living with integrity and resilience. 7. The ultimate Stoic response. Rising like a king. 1. Reclaiming your sovereignty. Handling disrespect like a king means reclaiming your sovereignty over your inner world. It is the act of standing tall amidst the chaos, unbowed by the transient opinions of others. We become the master of our domain, not by imposing our will on the world, but by cultivating a deep and abiding sense of self-worth that no external force can shake. Envision yourself as a regal figure in a timeless realm, a king whose crown is not of gold, but of virtue, wisdom, and unwavering inner calm. In this realm, every insult is but a ripple on the surface, incapable of disturbing the profound tranquility that resides within. By embracing this vision, we empower ourselves to rise above the fray, to see disrespect as a mere test of our resolve rather than a measure of our worth. 2. Transforming disrespect into a stepping stone. The true test of our character is not in how we react when everything is smooth, but in how we respond when faced with adversity. Each instance of disrespect, when met with the right mindset, becomes a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and inner strength. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge, every harsh word, becomes a catalyst for transformation, an opportunity to refine our character and bolster our resolve. Let us commit to viewing each moment of disrespect as an invitation to practice our Stoic virtues. In doing so, we not only safeguard our inner peace, but we also contribute to a legacy of strength, dignity, and unyielding character. When we transform adversity into an opportunity for growth, we truly rise like kings. 8. Unity in our shared Stoic journey. 1. Our collective strength. We are not solitary travelers on this journey. Across time and space, countless individuals have faced similar trials, and in doing so, they have forged a community bound by the shared pursuit of wisdom. The Stoics remind us that our struggles, though deeply personal, are also universal. In every act of disrespect, there lies an opportunity to connect with others who have faced similar challenges and emerged stronger. By sharing our stories and supporting one another in our quest for inner peace, we create a network of resilience, a collective testament to the enduring power of Stoic philosophy. In this community, we learn that true strength is not measured by the absence of adversity, but by the courage to face it with a calm, resolute heart. 2. Paying it forward, inspiring others through our example. Our journey does not end with our own transformation. Each time we respond to disrespect with dignity and calm, we inspire those around us to do the same. Our actions ripple outward, touching the lives of others and creating a legacy of strength and virtue. Let us commit to sharing our insights, to mentoring those who struggle with the same challenges, and to building a community where respect is earned through the demonstration of inner fortitude. By standing together in our shared quest for wisdom, we become beacons of light in a world too often darkened by discord and despair. We remind each other that our true power lies not in the opinions of others, but in the strength of our convictions. Conclusion. The call to Stoic kingship. In the face of disrespect, we are presented with a choice to either be consumed by the negativity of the world or to rise above it with the unshakable grace of a Stoic king. Today, we have explored the depths of this challenge, from recognizing the true nature of disrespect, to mastering our emotional responses, to transforming every slight into a stepping stone toward inner strength. We have learned that our power does not reside in controlling the actions or words of others, but in governing our own minds. Through self-reflection, detachment, and the cultivation of virtue, we forge an inner fortress, a sanctuary where no insult can penetrate, and no slight can diminish our inherent worth. As we move forward, let us remember that each moment of disrespect is not a mark of our inadequacy, but an opportunity to practice the art of Stoic resilience. We are the masters of our fate, the sovereigns of our inner realm. Every insult we encounter is but a test of our commitment to living with integrity, wisdom, and unyielding self-control. Together, we stand as a community of kindred spirits, united by the timeless truths of Stoicism. Our journey is one of continuous growth, a perpetual ascent toward greater understanding, deeper compassion, and the serene dignity that defines true kingship. So, let us rise with each challenge, transforming the venom of disrespect into the elixir of strength. Let us be unbowed, unbroken, and ever mindful that our true value is found not in the fleeting opinions of the world, but in the enduring virtues that we cultivate within. Stand tall, my friends. In every moment of perceived slight, choose to see the lesson, embrace the challenge, and honor the indomitable spirit that resides within you. For in doing so, you not only elevate yourself, you uplift us all. End of script. May this guide serve as both a shield and a sword, empowering you to face every act of disrespect with the calm authority of a true Stoic king. Let us carry forward this legacy of resilience and wisdom, transforming every wound into a mark of honor and every insult into a stepping stone on the path to greatness.